Stuka.
You came all the way from Houston. What about?
I represent King Norton's supermarkets.
Yeah? We, did some business.
We're testing different customers rejected them.
Insufficient promotion, bad display.
They were given prime display and ample promotion, but you weren't giving value for the money. And since your products were taken off the shelf, stored and burned down. I said been burned down. What about it? You're wasting time and matches. My clients are not going to handle your products under any circumstances.
You came all the way across the state to tell me that?
I think it ought to be pretty clear to you that if you persist in this course of action, we'll eventually get enough evidence to convict you.
Counselor, I heard you.
No more arson, Stuka.
That's what I heard you say. I just heard a man tell me it's no use burning down those stores. He must have meant this some other way.
Judd, for the defense.
Royce. I'm District Attorney Royce. Mr. Thomas Royce. Call, Attorney. We have the best men in the department working on it. I'm hoping for results.
Hoping? But Mr. Rowan, you know everything already. You know exactly who had my husband killed. His name is Stuka. And you know exactly why he had my husband killed. Because the syndicate wants to teach the grocery chain a lesson.
Come on.
And we knew this could happen. The next step. After setting fire to all those stores, kill a manager. And your office knew. And the police. And it's a somebody Stuka who kills people. They tell me he lives very nicely right in the city. With a nice family, and I guess he goes to church. He killed my husband, and there's just nothing you can do.
Mrs. Royce, people like that have very shrewd lawyers. Now, we have to move carefully.
Were they careful of my husband's life?
But, Mom, I think we better leave. We're embarrassing the man. Yes. Mrs. Royce, we are doing our best.
Yes, of course you are.
Come on. Look, Mom, we get down, wait in the car. I'll be down in a minute. Look, Ben, why hasn't he called in Stuka for me? He probably feels it wouldn't be productive. I've given him all the information that Judd and I have collected on Stuka. Where is Mr. Judd? He's on his way to Detroit. He had a case there in appellate court. I'll be staying on for a while. To do what? Hold the district attorney's coat? Tom, there's not much more that our side can do right now.
I'd at least get close to their side.
Tom, I want you to understand something. This is organized crime. They bring a professional killer in from across the country to do this thing, and then he disappears. There's no trace of him. Now, how do you get close to the local syndicate? It's pretty tough.
Oh, yeah? Well, not that tough.
Hey, baby. Fill it up again, eh? You had enough already, Pop. You know what I could do to you one time, eh? Look, Pop, either you shut up or we ask you to leave, all right?
I'll take another one of these. Here. You wanted a drink.
Who are you?
You've seen me in here before, Mr. Stuka.
Oh. How do you know my name?
You told me. Don't you remember?
Maybe I forgot. You know, you get old and you forget something. You know how it is?
Here.
Yeah. There was a bartender one time. He didn't get so smart. You know, I was pretty big in this city one time. Pretty big people.
Oh, I know, Mr. Stuka.
Yeah, but you get old and nobody respects you. You know, my own son don't respect me. You respect your father?
Yeah.
Yeah. My son showed me out. My own people. He says, no, I'm the big man. Only he ain't. He ain't. Look, I know you.
Yeah, we were talking the other night, remember?
No. Well, you know, you forget, and nobody respects you, and they say, Pop, you talk too much. No, you do. Hey, what was I talking to you about?
We were talking about old times. You know, Frankie somebody.
Frankie Arcady. Oh, yeah. Smart guy, Frankie, you know. We broke his toes like it was snapping beans. And Johnny Loman.
Loman, yeah.
Yeah, stand him up and shove a pool cue through him.
That's right. And Royce?
Hmm?
You know, Royce, the chain store manager. The one your son took care of. You told me about that, remember?
Oh, no. No, we never talked about that. No? If I talked about that, they'd say, Pop, you're talking. And they would be right. Right?
I'll get you another drink.
Now, viewing this homicide, along with the arson committed on King Norton premises, after the supermarket chain refused to carry food distributed by Alfred Stuka.
Is he really trying, or is he just going through the motions?
Tom, he wants the indictment. He's laying out all the facts he's got.
Well, did you tell the DA everything that I told you that old Stuka told me?
Yeah, I passed it along to him.
Well,
Old man Stuka's ramblings are not exactly facts.
but he knew about it. He knew that his son killed my father.
It's nothing that we can take into court, Tom.
What about the other killings then, huh? All the other killings he sat around and boasted about?
Old gangland killings. And it probably happened just the way he said it.
What do you mean, probably?
Look, even if he told you things directly against his son, even then it would be difficult.
Well, why is it so difficult for us and so easy for them? If they want to snap out of life?
Tom, you shouldn't have tried to deal with them yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you something very clearly. You stay away from old man Stuka, and don't try and solve this thing yourself.
Well, that didn't take too long.
Did you get the indictment?
Well, they seemed to feel there was an indication of burglary. Your father's keys found on the other side of the alley. As though the criminal had demanded the keys and your father had deliberately thrown them away. The criminal fired. No, Tom, we didn't get the indictment.
Oh. So Alfred Stuka, the gangster, who killed my father, and you know it, and I know it, and everybody else knows it.
And what do you want me to tell you? The case is still open. Maybe we'll make it yet. I have too much respect for what you're going through, Tom, to lie to you. I failed. Who hasn't failed with this problem? It's a national disgrace. Of course, that doesn't help your mother and you. Stuka, if we give you this territory to keep, you got the obligation to us to keep it. I mean, you like Royce, if you can help it. Solid citizen with a wife, nice-looking son.
Pictures and all the papers, your permission. But if you do take them out, you could at least keep your own family quiet about it afterwards.
Are you talking about my old man? Is that why you made this long trip out here, Mott? My old man?
That's the problem, Stuka. You know it.
I take care of him.
Is it taking care of him when he gets away and cruises bars you don't even know about? When that Royce kid picks him up the way he did and starts in a conversation.
He didn't tell him nothing.
How do you know he didn't tell him nothing? Because your old father says he didn't tell him nothing?
He's an old man. He likes to take a drink. Look, I didn't get indicted, did I? Yeah?
Tom Royce, Mr. Stuka.
What?
I said it's Tom Royce, Mr. Stuka. You know who I am. You killed my father, remember?
What are you calling me for?
Oh, in the interest of equity. What I mean is, I have your father now.
What do you mean you got my... Hold on a minute. Stan, is my old man around?
No, Mr. Stan.
What do you mean, no? Where is he?
I don't know. I didn't see him all day.
All day? Hello. Look, son, what you got in mind?
Well, what do you suggest? You're the experts. You and your father. You break fingers. You put out eyes. You hang people up on meat hooks. Oh, he's been telling me all about it. He's drunk. And he likes to talk about the old times.
All right, now, just take it easy and tell me what you want.
I want to know something, Mr. Stuka. You killed my father. Now, how would you like it if I killed yours? You got a little drunk last night, so I brought you up here.
Hey, you with Mott?
Who?
Mott. He sent you to take me out. Like he thinks I made a noise on him or something. Look, kid, don't be stupid. My son could break your back.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, you know. You know. Oh, you can't fool me. You can't.
You sick?
No, I'm sick. Not sick a day of my life. Listen, you listen to me. The minute I heard that lousy Mott was in town, I knew they was out to get me. Think I'm too old and I talk too much. I get... Oh, then I told... How come you know so much? Huh?
My father had a little blood pressure problem.
Your father, huh? You were good to your father.
He was good to me.
Yeah, well, you appreciate. You wouldn't let nobody take your father out.
Not if I could help it.
No, you're all right. I remember now. You're not with Mott. You're from the bar, right?
Right.
Yeah, you like to sit and talk with me. You like to hear me tell about old times, eh? Right?
Wrong. My name's Tom Royce. Charles Royce is my father. you knew about him, don't you? Huh?
Just a minute. It's for you.
Huh?
Yeah. Mr. Mott, this is Tom Royce. I understand you came to town to arrange to have old Stuka taken out. Is that the expression?
Look, young fella, I don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Old Stuka says that's why you came here.
The old fool is talking his drunken head off.
Royce.
Excuse me, I'm still talking to Mr. Mott. Is it true, Mr. Mott, that you want to kill old Stuka? Because if you do, and I do, maybe we can make a deal.
Now listen, kid, now you listen to me.
I mean, who can kill him more efficiently, Mr. Mott? You probably can. You've had more experience at it.
Son, you could get in a lot.
The question is whether Mr. Stuka Jr. can stop you from killing his father. Because he can't stop me.
Are you kidding me, or are you out of your
Mr. Stuka, do you care if anybody kills your father?
Look, we're right. Let's get together, okay?
You probably do care, don't you? I cared very much when you killed my father.
Look, what do you want? How do I know you really got my old man?
You're going to be getting a package pretty soon.
What kind of package?
Oh, a small one. Just big enough to contain an old man's finger.
Mr. Rowan, why do you allege that there has been a kidnapping? You have no basis, except for the fact that...
Your client is
Stuka
missing, and so is Stuka's father.
Proving what? Now, look, if I get a phone call from my client stating that he is with old man Stuka, then, of course, I advise him to...
Don't get legal with me.
Well, I think that that's what Tom Royce feels. Don't get legal with him. His father is brutally killed, and he knows right from the start nothing's going to be done about that. He even tries in his own clumsy amateur way to give you information. Ron! Look at this. Look what he sent me.
Who sent you?
That kid, that Royce. Babbling on the phone, he's going to kill my father. Called me again a couple of hours ago. Said he's going to send me a package to prove... This is it.
What's in it?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't open it. I mean, the writing and the wrapping and everything is evidence. So I brought it to you, just the way it came.
Are you instructing me to open it?
Yes, I am.
Mr. George Stuka. Take 4 times daily and as needed. Dr. Sidney Green.
That's great. He's got my father.
It would appear.
You run this kind of a city, and old man can't even walk the streets. That's your answer, to laugh at me?
My answer is we're investigating your complaint. Now get out of my office. Next time you want to talk to me, you call for an appointment. Now, you've got a choice between protecting your client from a charge of kidnapping or maybe saving him from a charge of homicide.
Holly, the place that Tom first talked to old man Stuka was one of those around-the-corner type bars, he said. Something like the Toll Gate.
Toll Gate?
Yeah, Toll Gate, Tailgate,
Maygate?
Possibly.
That's down in the markets. A lot of flea bag hotels down there. Police can start checking registers.
Hey, you're a good kid, eh?
Here you go. Just laugh it up.
You like me. Even after what happened to your father. You like me. You know I didn't do it, right?
Here.
Good kid. You respect an old man. You like me. Hmm? What's outside?
The police.
Oh, yeah?
Searching the neighborhood. Starting at the wrong hotel. So, it'll be a while before they get there, huh? You know what that means?
Means?
Yep. It means if I'm going to do what I want to do, I have to do it right now.
Well, what do you want to do?
I want to hang you, Mr. Stuka.
You're a nice kid. You can't do a thing like that. Nice, clean boy like you.
Have another drink.
Wait a minute. You want to get me good and drunk.
That's the idea.
So that you... What? You mean it?
Seems the law should have hung you a long time ago, Mr. Stuka.
I never did nothing to nobody. This is just an old man. Maybe I talk too much, but that's because I'm lonely. I don't do anything now.
Yeah, I know you're retired. And you turn the business over to your son. The murdering business.
But you got it all over, my son. Because you respect your father. Makes you a man. You couldn't do a thing like that. You want to hear something? I like you better than my own son.
You know what I figure? I figure they find you hanging. It could look like suicide. And I might get the benefit of any doubt. But if I don't get away with it, what matter? Just as long as your son doesn't get away with what he did.
You can't do it. Nice kid like you. You like me.
You dirty, filthy old man. I can't kill you because I can't bring myself to touch you.
All right. Hands up against the wall. Clean? All right, just hold them right there. I'm not exactly sure just what the charge is going to be.
That's it, kid.
All right, exactly what did he do?
He said, go on, talk. But tell about old times. I bet he had respect. He made a fool out of me, an old fool.
All right. But did he do anything to you?
Yes, he did plenty. He kidnapped me.
Your name, Thomas Royce?
Yes, sir.
Thomas Royce, you were charged with kidnapping England on the 19th of October. You did forcibly remove one George Stuka from the Maygate bar to the Voyager Hotel, and there retain him under arrest. Guilty or not guilty, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Have you got counsel? Can you afford counsel?
Your Honor, I represent the accused. My name is Benjamin Caldwell, and I'm accredited to the bar of this state.
State will proceed.
Your Honor?
District Attorney. Mr. Rowan, what are you doing at a preliminary hearing?
Well, Your Honor, this case has some importance to the state. The Royce affair. The complainant, Mr. George Stuka. Not yet, Mr. Stuka.
Okay, proceed.
I call the arresting officer. Would you give us your account, please?
I'm Lieutenant William Cobb, shield number 2204. On 19 October, about 2 p.m., we proceeded to the Voyager Hotel, room 404, and discovered and arrested the accused in the company of the complainant. Accused attempted to escape arrest, and complainant stated he had been kidnapped.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You may step down. Oh, just one moment, please. The defense would like to question.
Go right ahead, counsel.
Thank you. Lieutenant, you have stated that you proceeded to room 404 of the Voyager Hotel and found the defendant in the room?
Oh, well, no, sir. You see, as we approached, he was just leaving the room.
Oh, in company with the complainant?
Oh, no, we found we found Mr. Stuka still inside the room lying on a bed.
Oh, then they weren't in company.
Not at that exact moment, no.
Lieutenant, you have also stated that the defendant tried to escape arrest. He ran?
Yes, he did.
And before he started running, did you identify yourself as police?
Well, no, he was already running, and then we grabbed him.
Before you identified yourself as police?
Yes.
After he was grabbed, did he struggle?
No.
Well, then why do you say he was resisting arrest? Was he armed with a weapon?
No.
Of any sort?
No.
When did you discover the complainant, Mr. George Stuka?
We went inside the room, we found him lying on a bed.
And what was his condition?
Drunk. That is, I judge he had been drunk. Well, he still had difficulty walking by himself.
No, well, in any case, could he have gotten up and walked out of that room?
Maybe, but well, I doubt it.
Well, then why do we assume that he was kept in there? Lieutenant, what makes you think that he was kidnapped?
What? Look, Constable, it was obvious.
But Lieutenant, you yourself stated that the complainant was not in company with the defendant was not armed, but that you witnessed that the defendant used no force on the complainant.
Yeah. Will the counsel please step forward? Mr. Caldwell, this is a preliminary hearing.
Yes, sir, I know.
Well, now, whatever you're doing is very interesting technically. But may I ask what the devil it is?
Your Honor, I'm trying to establish that the state lacks a prima facie case.
Man, come on now, save it for the trial.
Well, Your Honor, the witness has provided nothing to establish the state's charge.
That's right, Rowan. I can't rule on what you've given me so far. Any further questions, counsel?
No, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Call the complaining witness.
Mr. George Stuka.
Mr. Stuka, will you describe briefly the circumstances of this case?
Well, the kid, he took me. He kidnapped me to that hotel there.
He kept you there by force?
Yes.
You considered yourself in danger?
Sure in danger. He was going to kill me. He phoned my son and he says, I'm going to tear that old man apart, he says. The same way that you people. He threatened me.
Your Honor?
Unless the defense has questions, I'm ready to rule.
Yes, Your Honor, the defense has questions. Mr. Stuka, you stated that the defendant made phone calls to your son. Why?
Oh, like he had a grudge against him, my son.
And is your son here present in court? What is your son's name?
Your Honor, relevancy.
Oh, I'm willing to find that relevant. Continue, counsel.
Your son's name, sir?
Alfred. Alfred Stuka.
And what is his occupation?
Business. He's a businessman.
Oh, and, Mr. Stuka, what grudge did the defendant have against your son?
The kid's father was killed.
Oh.
The kid's father.
Oh, the defendant's father was killed?
Yes.
Who killed him? Your Honor, I request a continuance of this case until tomorrow.
I have no objection. This court strives to accommodate. This case is held till 9:30 tomorrow morning. You're excused.
Ben, what are you doing? Here you are at a preliminary hearing, shooting every defense point you've got. You save it for the trial. Call the next case.
Mr. Rowan, I don't want my client to go to trial, do you?
Martha Hill.
Ben, nobody wants your client to go to trial except the complainant, who has signed a complaint.
Martha Hill, you're charged with
Right now, I don't know of anything I can do about it.
You did remove the following
Well, you can come along with me for 10 minutes.
The Nara Brothers Department Store. Guilty or not guilty? How do you plead?
Don't get excited. He's going to withdraw the complaint.
Yeah? Who said?
Hello, Pop. Take your hand off me.
Oh, Mr. Stuka. If you wouldn't mind, sir, the district attorney and I would like to talk to you for a few minutes.
What? I'd like you to help us work a few things out.
He's got nothing to talk about. He's going to withdraw the complaint.
Well, I don't think the court will allow that.
Mr. Stuka? No.
I told you once already. Take your hand off me.
We'll only be a few minutes, Mr. Stuka.
Now do you believe what could happen, Stuka? Now do you believe it?
Well, welcome. Why'd you breeze into town?
Just in time to take an anguished phone call from Mrs. Royce.
Okay. Now, what would you rather do? Chew me out or hear what I'm up to?
Go ahead.
Well, I suppose the first and main thing is that we have an informant.
What?
We have an informant. The old man Stuka.
He's talking to you?
And to the DA.
What about?
Just about anything you'd care to name.
And I find that a little hard to believe. I don't understand.
Yeah, he first started talking to Tom Royce in that hotel room while he was drunk. Tom wrote it all down. Didn't mean much to him then. It was just names. But turns out that it means quite a bit to the police. Yeah, syndicate names, syndicate operations in other cities, syndicate organizations.
Ben.
And that's just for openers. He's kept right on talking. Partly because he's confused.
Well, what has he told you about the Royce murder?
Now, nothing about that yet. But he thinks he's made a sort of a deal with Rowan to protect his son.
You can't let Rowan do that.
Oh, Rowan's not doing that. No, right now, Rowan just wants to keep Tom Royce's trial running, keep it open. He wants to keep access to the old man, to keep him talking. He wants to keep feeding information to the DAs in other cities.
Ben, what are you up to?
Psychologically, it's fascinating. Old man Stuka was a big man once when the other mob leaders like Fergal, Deander, and Mott were just apprentice hoods. Well, then he got old and they shoved him out. They pushed him out into the streets with nothing to do but cruise the bars. Well, he hates them for it, that's all. He just hates them. And they took away his sense of importance.
Ben, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm moving the lamp. I want to start typing. Unfortunately, most of what I just said isn't true. Yeah, Stuka had the room bugged this afternoon. The police were watching for that. Hopefully, what you and I have just been doing is talking to a very special audience. They grew old, and they threw him out. Yeah, they threw him out in the streets with nothing to do but cruise the bars. Oh, he hates him for it. That's all. He just hates him.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's important again. Stuka, I'm waiting to hear you say something. You want me to play it through again?
You've got no idea what he's telling him.
Correct. I got no idea. All right, I'll say it then. Stuka, I'm going to send for some people.
You are, huh? My territory, my own father, you send for people?
Oh, Stuka. I know how you feel, but you know it's got to happen. Look at it this way, Stuka. He's led a long, full life.
Pops, what did you tell him?
Nothing.
You went and talked to that kid lawyer and the DA. Now, what did you tell him?
Alfie, I didn't tell him nothing. They didn't really ask me nothing. We just sort of sat around there and nothing happened. It seemed kind of silly, but... Alfie, you think I talked on you?
Withdraw the complaint. I told you, now do it.
It's my complaint, not your complaint. It's me in court.
And it makes you a big man, king of the world. Everybody pays attention. They listen. You're a goofy man. There's nothing left but mouth. Pops, look, I'm sorry. Just please withdraw the complaint. Try anyway. Tell the judge you want to drop the case. You got to, Pops. Look, go with Van down to the court. I'll be right there. All right, then. Stay with Van, but don't talk to nobody, okay? Look, it'll be all right. He'll get out of court. I'll get him out of town, out of reach. Everything will be all right, okay?
Oh, Mr. Rowan, good morning.
Judd.
Ben.
Wrong?
Listen, I just heard from the police. Strange new faces at the airport. I mean, your crazy invention may be even beginning to work.
Mr. Rowan, I just heard about this last night. I'm not sure that I approve of it.
Well, I don't approve of it either. The fact is, your brilliant associate has got things moving, if we can all keep up. There's one other thing. I'll give Tom Royce every break I can. But I'm absolutely bound, you understand, by my duties as district attorney.
Everybody rise. Good morning, gentlemen. Mr. Rowan. Well, the defense has two lawyers. This may be the most sumptuous preliminary hearing in the history of jurisprudence. We resume People versus Royce. George Stuka is testifying. Defense counsel is cross-examining. Defense proceeds.
Mr. Stuka, during the time that you asserted the defendant held you prisoner, did he at any time restrain you physically? Did Tom Royce take hold of you, push you, and strike you?
I withdraw the complaint.
What?
I withdraw the complaint.
Mr. Stuka, you signed a complaint of witness and delivered sworn testimony. Yes,
I withdraw the complaint. I guess I made a mistake. Nothing really happened the way I thought it did.
Stuka, you're letting yourself in for a charge of perjury.
Well, look at it this way. I'm an old fellow, right? And my mind doesn't work quite... the kid here, he felt bad about his father, so can't you let him go? Can't you just let the kid go?
If you've ever used your eminence on a judge, now's the time.
Mr. Rowan, how do you stand on this? Will the state concur in the dismissal of a charge?
Your Honor, defense requests permission to approach the bench and confer with state's counsel.
All right.
What do you think, Judd? Maybe the best for everyone, just let it drop.
Mr. Rowan, I think you're obliged to continue process.
Keeps Tom Royce in jeopardy.
I think he won't mind, considering what we're trying to do.
Go after the big one.
You're trying to establish a prima facie case. You failed with 2 witnesses. You've got 1 remaining.
All right, let's go.
Your Honor, the state cannot consent to dismissal. We have another witness. I see him present here in court. I summon Mr. Alfred Stuka.
Alfred Stuka? I've got nothing to do with this case.
Your Honor, he's on record as party, known to the district attorney as party. I request he be summoned.
No.
Mr. Stuka, you've been identified to the court. You're summoned to step forward and testify.
You swear to tell the truth?
Yeah. Your Honor, I want my lawyer.
You're not a defendant in this case, Mr. Stuka. You're not entitled to a lawyer at your elbow. Mr. Rowan?
Mr. Stuka, did you on the 18th and 19th of October make calls to the district attorney?
I might have.
Did you state that your father had been kidnapped?
I don't recall.
Did you state that you'd received telephone calls from the defendant, and he had stated the fact of kidnapping?
I don't recall.
Did you appear personally at the district attorney's office on October the 19th with what you felt to be proof of the kidnapping?
I don't recall.
Mr. Stuka, if I remind you that that proof was in a box, which you thought to contain your father's finger, if I point out Mr. Caldwell was present, how can you decide a perjury claim you don't remember?
All right, I remember.
Then you did tell me that Tom Royce had kidnapped your father.
Yes.
Kidnapped him, holding him in danger of his life.
All right, yes, all right.
Your witness.
Mr. Stuka, if you believe that Tom Royce had kidnapped your father, why did you consider your father to be in danger? Was it because Tom Royce held you responsible for the murder of his father?
I've been to the grand jury for that. There was no indictment.
But now you're here in court under oath. And I'm asking you a question. Did you murder his father?
Mr. Stuka, I think at this point you really do need a lawyer at your elbow. I'm continuing this case to enable you to get one.
I don't get it. I've done what you said. I don't get it.
All right, Pop, I'm getting away. That's all family's got.
Now, look, getting away where?
Out of town, out of trouble. Family's got.
They got you up there now, Stuka. You got only one way to get down. You got to close the case.
Then we had a little trouble in court.
No, you didn't. It's easy to fix. Tell him, Stuka. No more trouble. Tell him.
That's right. No more trouble.
Take this whole town. There
was never a bigger name. The whole city's a George Stuka.
That's still a big man, right?
That's right, the biggest.
Alfie, where are we going?
Eat, Pop. The restaurant, I told you.
Yeah, restaurant, I know, but my leg hurts.
Mr. Stuka,
Huh?
come on. Tell us about old times.
I don't want to tell about old times. My leg hurts. Alfie, where are we going?
We're going to eat, Pop.
You're hungry, right? Yeah, but this is no restaurant.
Come on. We're going to change cars in here. Get you out of town, out of court, out of all this trouble.
Yeah, well, why can't Fan drive me in a regular car?
Because we have a switch car stashed in here. It's only a little fun.
Alfie? Pop, I forgot something.
You go ahead with these fellas. Alfie! Fan, tell him it's all right.
Mr. Stuka, tell me frankly, what's to worry about?
I sent Toby Zimmer off once like this. But if Alfie says so and he comes along, I know it's all right.
Alfie! 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 Alfie!
Place your fingers behind your head.
They were going to kill me, you know that? They were going to kill me.
You know these people, Stuka?
This one? I don't know. He looks like my son. But a son should love his father. Like the young Royce kid loved his father. You love me that much, Alfie? Look at me. Alfie. Alfie. You think I talked. You wait. You ain't heard the first. How I can talk. Son, look at me. Look at me!
Understand what Mutt came here for. He came here to kill me. My son was going to let him do it. But that Royce kid there, he wouldn't bring himself to hurt me even though he knew my son had killed his father. How do you like that?
Say that again, Mr. Stuka.
I said my son killed his father. You hear me this time?
Oh, yes, I hear you. I just trust the district attorney hears you, too.
Your Honor, as soon as Mr. Stuka is finished testifying, he'll be taken into custody as a material witness. And I might add, guarded very closely. Okay?
Now, Mr. Stuka, you have stated that Tom Royce took you by force from the bar to the hotel. No. He didn't take you by force? No, he didn't take me. I went with him. What do you mean? Young man like that's going to take me someplace I don't want to go. You wanted to go? Right. Why? Mott came here to kill me. And my son was going to let him do it. I had to find a place to hide, right? I had to find a hole, fall in. I had to go any place with anybody. Except my own people. Your Honor.
Mr. Rowan?
No objection.
Case dismissed.
Thank you, Judd. Thank you, Ben.
Forget it. But one time only, okay? Don't try it again.
Or you either.
What did I do?
Violated good practice in every possible way. Exposed your client to risk. Ran a dangerous bluff entirely outside legal procedure. And the worst of it is, you had a chance of getting your client off the hook earlier, but you refused it.
When?
When Rowan would have agreed to dismissal, but you wanted Alfred Stuka called to the stand. I mean, what excuse was there for that?
No, I didn't do it. You did.
I...
Well, wasn't it the eminent Clinton Judd that argued the point to the bench?
Yes, but you asked me to.
Yeah, but you did it. Now, what excuse do you have for that?